And now indicate, mirror, shoulder check, move to the right-hand lane. Yep. Indicate, mirror, shoulder check to move back across, and we're going to turn left at the end here, and then right up that street in front of us. It's a dotted white line, so that gives away that it's a giveaway. Just got to close this gap off on the curb when you're turning left as well to start with. Alright. Just going to go straight, so right hand wheel track, just so we can line ourselves up a little bit easier with this next street. Indicator off. There we go, solid white line, so that means stop sign. Try to make sure you're in first gear before you come to a stop. That's alright. This is a lesson. Yep. That's Terry. Good bloke, that guy. Indicating to let people know that we're going to overtake shortly. Then mirror, shoulder check. Right hand wheel track, there you go, and then moving back over. Now if you've got a side street just after where the parked cars are that you're overtaking, try not to indicate back to your left, okay? Just look, mirror and look over your shoulder and just tell your assessor that, like, I didn't indicate because there was a side street there that I'm not turning down. Alright, end of the road, turning left and then first right. When we get multiple directions, treat every turn as an individual turn still. So closing the gap off on the curb. Then we're going to go straight out to our right hand lane, right hand wheel track. You didn't see what was about to happen to you then, did you? Right hand wheel track, because we're turning right. Moving out just past the crosswalk here, and we're good to go. Right hand lane, left hand wheel track straight away because of that white car that's there. Normally we would go straight to our left hand lane, okay? But because that car was in the slip lane, we're just exaggerating our safe riding position and staying away from them. So what happened there when I told you you didn't realise something was about to happen to you? Yeah. You left the gap open from the curb when you were turning left, and I rode into it, and I was about to fully overtake you. Why are we doing 40 in a 60 zone? No, that's fine. I know that can be a little overwhelming sometimes. Yep, if you don't hear a direction, just follow the road as it goes. Get our speed up because the car ahead of us is pulling away and we're in the truck's blind spot at the moment. At the lights we're going to be turning, actually no, we're going to turn right at the lights, okay? So right at the lights and then right at the roundabout. So we're going to need the right hand turning lane. Yep, moving over to your right, careful of your speed. It's only 60 through here. Now with this intersection, right hand lane, right hand wheel track. With this intersection, right hand wheel track. We've got the ambulance lane to check as well as the lights, okay? So make sure you look right, look left to check the intersection and then also do a shoulder check to check the ambulance lane. Looking right, looking left, shoulder check. There we go. Focusing on what's ahead. Got a merge point. So we indicate to our left. We can see our roundabout, so stay right. And then we're turning right at the roundabout. So a lot going on in that intersection. The end of the road here is actually a blind corner that bends to the right. So moving over to our left, because if we've got a blind corner, Always left-hand dual track. Yep. Got the speed bump here, so as soon as you hit this speed bump, you can go back up to your normal 50. Even though we had the 30 signs back there, they're just for the car park. We're no longer in the car park anymore. So we can go back up to our 50. Park car, where would we want to be? And then oncoming cars, back over to our left. Just make sure you look over your shoulder before you start veering around, okay? Because you start veering over as you're looking over your shoulder. We don't want to do the movement until we know it's safe to actually move over. Alright, we're going to take the next right-hand turn into the driveway. Just coming up here. And then we're going to park into the parking bays on the right-hand side. Just by the first tree. So we're just pulling into these parking bays just here. So you're not using your rear brake for your low speed control there. So that's what's making life for you so much harder when you're riding slowly on bikes. A lot of riders, even experienced riders, I've got people that they ride track and everything like that. They're amazing riders. They can do anything really quick, but they're rubbish at all their low speed stuff because they don't realize all these little techniques that we can use to help us with our balance and stuff. So yeah, use that rear brake. Low speed stuff, use that rear brake. That's the reason why I make everything look so easy, is because when I'm riding slower, I start to use my rear brake and it helps me with my balance. Alright, so licensing centre car park. On test day, we're going to be facing the other way when we start the test. So, but when you come back from your test, just drive straight forward into the parking bay. When you come into the licensing centre from where those cars have just come from, you've got that flat bit of concrete that sticks out from the curb just here, just in front of the zebra crossing. Yep, just make sure you always go around that if you're coming into the driveway from there, okay? Because that's meant to simulate a real island. Next thing to look out for is a zebra crossing. So if anyone wants to cross that zebra crossing, must give way. It doesn't matter if they walk up and then they wave you through. No, you just sit there and you wait because they have right of way. Okay? Real world, yeah, if somebody waved you through, you'd probably just go because they've given you the okay. But test-wise, yeah, they've got right of way, they've got to go. Cool. Alright, any questions so far? Cool. I honestly think you should reschedule. If you want my honest opinion, I honestly think you should reschedule because 1, your quick stops aren't consistent. 2, your Figaros are definitely not consistent. Your on-road riding is somewhat there. It's just little tiny things every now and then that I'm having to remind you about. So that's fine. But the big thing is those exercises. I mean, we still would have the lesson before the test, so you may very well get them sorted by then, but you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. It's on... Yeah, that's fine. Same technique no matter what bike you get on though, okay? So same technique, it doesn't matter what bike you're on. Alright, when you're ready, we're just going to go out that driveway, and we're going to turn right, okay? So pulling out nice and close to the edge of the parking bays. Nope, because you went to turn out the other way. So stop. Stop checking that you're in first gear. Make sure you know you're in first gear when you come to a stop. I know it seems silly, but the assessor will see it as you don't know if you're in gear or not. Okay, so we got to know we're in first gear. Alright, so right foot back up, and then mirror, indicate, shoulder check, and then off we go. Turning right out of the driveway. Left hand indicator on, and then right hand indicator on. It's okay, at least you'll have the video to look back over as well. At the roundabout, we're going to turn left.
Well, I assume the stream's working. I haven't had any notification saying that it's not. I'm always worried when I'm not hearing things changing. Yeah, sometimes like the signal drops out. Yeah. This situation, we can go around the car in the bike lane if you want to, but just make sure you indicate mirror shoulder check just like you would overtaking a car. So it's a bit of a grey area going into the bike lane, but the assessors here in Midland allow it.
Because they just want to see you keeping the flow of traffic going. It's 60. First little tricky spot, or other little tricky spot that's in Midland is this underpass coming up. When we go straight through the underpass, our lane actually veers to the left a little bit. You can see where those cars are going now. Yep. So we're just going to be following where those cars went. Stay where you are though. Looking right, looking left. And now just following the right-hand wheel track as it goes to the left here. Perfect. Looking right, looking left, good. Island disappears. Two-way road. There we go. Then we're just going to do a U-turn at the roundabout, okay? Looking over your shoulder, moving to your right. So, whenever you're turning right, be right. Whenever you're turning left, be left. Every time. Remember to indicate for your exits. We changed our wheel track without looking over our shoulder. So got to make sure we look over our shoulder whenever we want to move around in our lane. This time at the lights though, we are going to turn right, okay? So we are going to need that turning lane. Head checking the side streets. Right hand wheel track, yep.
I think I know how to do everything, I just need to slow myself down a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know I'm in first gear now, but you know, I've got the sticker going, oh, as I pull away, I don't know, I think it's that third light thing again.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's the problem with coming back from riding by yourself for so long. So yeah, next light we are turning right. Can't turn right here, but yeah. Looking right, looking left. Indicating to our right. And it's only a green light, so we've got to give way to cars coming through the lights. Looking right, looking left. Always got to check the intersection before we cross through it. Oncoming truck, where should we have been? Especially considering he veered onto our road then. Got to get your indicator off as soon as you don't need it anymore as well, okay? Because you left it on all the way up until that truck passed you. And it's only 50 through here. Use your front brake to slow down first. So yeah, always use your front brake to slow down first if you're doing more than 20 k's an hour. And then bring in your rear and brake together. So yeah, when I brake, front brake first, then rear brake, and then when I'm riding slow enough, I just use the rear brake on its own. So yeah, kind of almost in an oil slick there, and you're leaving this gap open for me to ride into.
I wasn't sure if you're going to go right, we're going left and we're turning right.
Which way was the arrow pointing, telling us to go?
Yeah,
Yep.
left. No, I mean, when I did my test before, I went from here, straight across there. Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, you can't turn right down that street. And again, you still haven't closed off the gap, so I can ride in here and leave you behind. Alright, you can go first. Off we go. Yeah, you cannot turn right down that side street just there, okay? From that side, where we just came from. Your first available right-hand turn is up where the car wash sign is, up ahead where that ute is. Head checks. the first available right-hand turn is just this street here, but we're not taking it today. Just make sure we don't go over the speed limit at all. Yeah, when I have to resit my instructor test, I always ride about 2-3 k's under the speed limit everywhere I go. It only takes somebody to distract you for just a moment, and in that moment the bike could speed up without you knowing. Very easy to fail the test on an R-Class bike, unfortunately. At the lights, we're going to turn left. So yeah, just keep in mind when we're turning left, yeah, always cover your inside line. So we want to stop another bike from being able to fit between us and the curb. So yeah, you're fine where you are. Don't do it. Are you in first? Okay, so when you're coming to a stop, instead of just holding your clutch in and then getting down into what you think is first, when you're riding slowly, let your clutch back out to the friction point so you can feel the gear kick in. Yep. Yep. Ah, good. Same as your lessons, yep. Just like your truck tests and stuff like that. So you already know what the assessors are how they are. Just stopped a little bit close to the car in front as well. So careful with that. Looking right, and off we go. Alright, he's at the lights, we're going to turn right, okay? So when we're doing a lane change, indicate first, then mirror, shoulder check, and then move over. If you only get given one direction and you're turning at a set of lights that have like a double turning lane, sometimes it's better just to stay in that left-hand turning lane, because usually it goes onto a dual lane road, and if you're in that right-hand lane, then you end up in the right-hand lane on the next part of the road. Doesn't matter on this one because we've got the Form 1 lane sign around the corner over there. If it was just a dual lane road continuing on, then yeah. So if we were turning right at these lights going this way, back the way we just came from, then yeah. Don't stress about that part too much though, because honestly it doesn't matter what lane you go to at the end of the day. If you don't need that lane though, move back to your left. You can always do a lane change further up the road, it's fine. Another tip as well, when you're at traffic lights, always look around the corner to see what might be coming up. Red lights are your best friend on a test. Looking right, looking left. Got to check the intersection before we cross that stop line, okay? Very wide there. Remember, we want to avoid the unused part of the road on a roundabout. Right-hand wheel track, because these cars can't see you. That white car, if I wasn't here in the right-hand wheel track, he probably would have pulled out. So stay away from cars, basically, at the end of the day.
Alright, it's a roundabout. We're going to turn right. And then left at the roundabout. Oh, sorry, left at the lights. So right at the roundabout, left at the lights. Remember to indicate for your exit. Left-hand wheel track, because we're turning left at the lights. Now, because we've got a red light and there's a bike lane next to us, we've also got to check the intersection and shoulder check the bike lane before we turn. Again, small size trailer space between us and the car in front as well. I am worse than a nagging wife at the moment.
That's okay. Anyway, you're gonna learn, I guess.
Looking right, yep. Shoulder checking the bike lane. Because in that situation, the cyclist could easily catch up to us. Alright, so at the lights, we're going to turn right. And then we're going to go straight through the following set of lights.